Alright guys, well, welcome back to the channel. It's a beautiful day. Let's go for a ride. But what I plan on doing is just giving you guys a few checks on what I do to prepare my mind and my body for riding before I go in like a long, journey or whatever. But basically before I go blazing. So here we go. Enjoy. And share, of course, what you guys do as well before you go riding. Peace out. Okay, so notice the car held its brakes, so I start stopping at least far enough in case of any erratic behaviors from the driver, you know what I mean? Once the driver's intentions are clear, I'm pretty much in the clear, so I get to do whatever I want. Now, this is probably one of the most dangerous and unpredictable parts of riding. Cars are at the stoplight, but they can go in either direction, straight or left or even right, to park randomly. It looks innocent, but you'll be surprised how many times drivers do the exact opposite of what's expected. Instead of going straight, they tend to do exactly the opposite in whatever they want to do. So if you intend on riding through traffic like this, I always try to have the advantage. So in this case, I'll go up front so that I'm in the dominant position. But I use that word extremely lightly. So usually when I go for a ride and I decide to push it, especially when I haven't even had a feel for the wheel yet, by riding a couple blocks first just to get my legs warmed up, I tend to test braking a lot while blazing. That's because even though the wheel appears fine, I don't want to be caught off guard, you know what I mean? So I do a lot of testing, just constant testing, just to make sure my legs are up to the task. Now that I know how to jump a wheel at high speeds, I test that also with every opportunity. It's important to me to jump my wheel at high speeds because I've encountered too many situations with potholes and other debris where braking might just not be the best option. Obviously, slowing down and carving out of the way is a good solution, but in most cases, just being able to jump the wheel works just fine. Now, obviously from a lot of my videos, you guys know I never overlean or lean really on a wheel to increase acceleration, only because riding at high speeds, I need some type of safety margin. And my heel, toe, knee method works just fine because 60% of my body is upright, which allows me to deal with a potential cutout or whatever. So passing cars on the right in bike lanes is not really recommended, but that has a lot to do with knowing where you live and the mindset of the people who live there. I never trust that cars will see me, but I also know that lingering in the bike lane is not a good plan at those speeds. So it's either you commit while paying close attention to the driver's front wheel, signals, and head movements to anticipate their intentions, or get out of the bike lane. So riding in the street should be a natural thing. There should be no signs of weakness or novice tendencies, at least in big or busy cities. It's just something about the psychology of appearing to know what you're doing that causes drivers to somewhat respect you more. Now, in my experience, many drivers tend to be less forgiving to even cyclists who ride on the street because they constantly get in their way, especially when drivers are in a rush to get somewhere.
Woohoo! Whoa! That was from 40 miles an hour.
Alright, so now that you have everything checked off, the rest is history. You have all your ducks in a row, your braking's fine, your acceleration's fine, your wheel is fine, jumping is fine, and whatever else you guys have on your list of things to check off. I mean, the rest is just common sense. Just pay attention, you know, look around, pay attention to everything around you really, and just have fun. That's really it. Now just enjoy your wheel. And that's what I love about riding, man. Riding becomes a lot more fun when you have a method, you know. And ever since I had my Tesla, I've had a method. My method has always been do quality checks, you know, with the wheel, with yourself, feel comfortable, you know your neighborhood. I mean, granted, I don't ride like this if I go to a place I don't know anything about. For example, if I go to Newton right now, I might not ride like this, but I might, because it's pretty much Boston. But if I go like to somewhere, let's say New York or California or Chicago, which I'd like to visit, I wouldn't have the same mentality. Absolutely not. I would need like a full few hours, maybe a day, to get used to the location before I end up taking risks. But yeah, guys, that's it. Share with me and others in the comments what type of methods you guys have for riding, and we learn from each other. Peace out.
My legs are tired. I just got up, guys, and I decided to go out for a ride. Now, if this was a much heavier wheel, a lot of these potential wobbles would have been a lot worse. You know what I mean? Especially when breaking down at 40 miles an hour.